Alright, just about half an hour before US session opens on a Monday. Today I will be trading the Lightning Leopard setup, which is the overbought, oversold oscillator that generates the signals, and EOB ordering, which is just essential. What it does is, in I guess semi-automation, because you have to click it, it would get into a long trade. If you say buy on bar close to the upside, it's going to wait for bar to close up to the upside to take a long trade, vice versa for a short trade. So for example, if I was trading here, you just saw a signal here, I would click sell on bar close to the downside, and then it will get into a trade. In a market like the Nasdaq that moves so fast, this tool is absolutely essential. I just highly recommend it for any kind of trading, not only for this setup, but definitely this kind of setup could really benefit from a tool that can get you into a trade. So once I see this blue line here, this blue background I should say, I can already anticipate a signal and click buy on bar close to the upside, like we just saw over here. All right, so again, this is a bit pre-market, but the idea with this indicator is that it waits for overbought or oversold signals. So in case of oversold, it looks to buy. In case of overbought, it looks to sell. Now, here is an important thing to keep in mind with this indicator. As we know, price either trend or they are range bound. This indicator is best for times when the market is range bound. The market is range bound around 70% of the time, around, just kind of a rough idea. It is trending, strongly trending, maybe 20 to 30% of the time. Let me show you though what happens when there is a trending market. So this is an example of an oscillating market, back and forth, and it's fine. But look what happens in a strongly trending market. In this case here, we see a market that is strongly trending to the upside. The long signals are terrific. The short signals are not, because when the market trends strongly, let's say to the upside, it really cannot have an overbought condition. There's really no such thing. A strong market can keep on going. Vice versa for a weak market. You don't want to buy a market that is all of a sudden trending down. So we have these moves, and they occur, as I said, between 20 and 30% of the time. The rest of the time, the market just oscillates back and forth, back and forth. That's when this indicator does its best work. Now, you do need some experience. I don't necessarily think this indicator is for newer traders. You do need some experience, but if you can recognize a market that is in a state of consolidation, a back and forth kind of market, this indicator is for you. It does really great. I will try to demonstrate today trades, again using the EOB ordering to get into trades, because otherwise market moves too fast. It's really difficult to do it without it. And I'm just going to go for quick $50 scalps. As always, I trend a PA account. Of course, not every firm calls it a PA. Other firms have different names for their funded accounts. But for today, that's what I'm going to be trading. And I'll show my rhythmic dashboard, of course, as always, at the end. Again, there will not be much narration in the beginning of the morning, as I am with my Discord group, but I'll try to do some narration more toward the afternoon. Okay, so that's it for now.
Order filled. Target filled. Order filled. Target filled. Order filled. Target filled. Order filled. Target filled. Target filled. Order filled. Target filled.
Alright, so now I can do some narration. So again, this indicator is phenomenal in a market that oscillates. You see, from a high to a low. Now that this is lunchtime, it's kind of a chop zone, but this is an indicator that excels at chop zones. Now normally for us as day traders, when the market gets into this consolidation state, this back and forth, it's very challenging to trade. This indicator is made for this kind of time. So it's not so much a trending indicator, it is an indicator where you look for market to start turning. So these are all good examples of a market that is in a consolidation state. You know, it's lunchtime, so no big movements, no directional movements, and then you have this movement from down to up to down. Now again, if you kind of go back today, let's see when you don't want to trade this indicator. So as at the US Open, that's when I would not trade it. Now actually it didn't do horrendously bad. I mean, this would have been a losing trade, beautiful winning trade. This would have been enough for a scalp, but I would stay away from it as the market opens, because that's when very often a market makes a very strong move. So you don't want to go against that. So it just so happens that there are really no short trades here, which is quite amazing actually. No short trades here. This short would have worked, but again, you know, it's just a little more aggressive, I believe. Today actually I am proven completely wrong, which hey, it's okay. I still stand by what I say. This indicator is great for periods of time when market is just oscillating, and this happens about 70% of the time, about. So we see a sell and a long and a great short and not so great short here. Again, this is the market that's still trending up, right? But even though it's trending up, there are opportunities for against the trend kind of trades. The long is beautiful. I mean, the long is really in a market that's trending up overall. A long is what you want. But today, even though there was a very strong move up, this setup, the Lightning Leopard setup, really is doing a terrific job here. So now we had a short. Now I will try to actually catch a trade while there is narration. Before I caught some trades. I don't know if I caught all of them in the recording. I hope I did. I'm gonna have to see the recording. And by the way, these settings are out of the box settings. I changed nothing. I changed nothing. These settings are absolutely fine. I kind of looked at them yesterday from Friday, and it looked fine. So yeah, just see if I can catch now either a long or a short trade. Lunchtime, market goes just in the range, so I'm very comfortable trading this indicator during this kind of time. Again, I would try and stay away from it when there is a very strong trend. But as long as things are moving up and down, oscillating, that's when you really want to trade it. Alright, so here we come into an oversold situation. In an EOB ordering, I'm going to place an order to buy on bar close to the upside. So let's make this a bit bigger like this. When a bar closes up, there should be a signal here to go long because we are in an oversold situation currently because of this shaded area here, which is kind of blue, I guess. And it tells you here, so it tells you here what is the condition for a buy. So there is not going to be an order to go long until a bar closes to the upside.
Order sub-order filled.
See that? Bar closed up. I knew there was a signal coming because we were in an oversold area here. And then using EOB ordering, it just grabbed the trade. Would be too quick to do this manually.
Target filled.
Here we go. You see why? It's just things happen too fast. It would be very difficult to grab this trade manually. But using EOB ordering, it's just much simpler. It's now 12:30, really a slow time. And by the way, this is like the perfect time for this kind of an indicator. As I said, this kind of an indicator performs best after a move. So there was a pretty big move here, considering it's lunchtime. And so this is when the market starts oscillating, and this is just perfect conditions for this kind of an indicator. Here's some previous signals as we saw as well. Maybe I'll take a break and try to have one more trade, or maybe two more. I really want to see if I can get to 500 here. So things are really slow now, so I'll take a break and maybe come back after like 1:30 or so, see what's happening. It's 2 o'clock, so still got a couple of hours. I would like to get to 500, so we'll see.
Order
Here we go.
filled.
So you see a bar close down and a short trade fires.
Target filled.
All right. So yeah, let's see if I can catch one more to make it an even 500. Again, I'm missing a trade. I have to stop walking away. So yeah, this is the arrow. So again, I just pressed
Order submitted.
trade.
Order filled.
All right, and if this one works, that's going to be my last trade of the day with a $500 target. It should work.
Target
Yeah,
filled.
beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So yeah, so stay tuned. I'm going to show my rhythmic dashboard and just some final thoughts on trading the Lightning Leopard setup today. All right, so let's finish up. About 220. This is my rhythmic log, the rhythmic account used, the total. Yeah, so my impression trading the Lightning Leopard setup is terrific. Now the EOB ordering I believe is essential, not only for this setup, but if you're going to be trading the Nasdaq, almost any setup really, it's very difficult to get into some of those trades manually. But again, the signals here enough for a scalp, and I think this kind of an approach, even though if you're trading with the trend, some of the moves could be much bigger than a scalp, but definitely each one of these was enough. Each one of these, as long as your targets are reasonable. I love this, that even though this was overbought, there was no signal. It waits kind of for the next level to take a short. But that's what I'm talking about. Overall, the trend today was obviously bullish. So if you can grab a long trade, in other words, when the market is an oversold kind of a situation in an uptrend, well then, if you can try and hold, because you can get a lot more than a scalp in this situation. But today I just dealt with scalps, and my target for today was 500, and I have reached that target. Now there will be a webinar, I believe on the 11th of January, this Thursday. There is going to be a webinar featuring this package, this setup. The setup again is the overbought, oversold oscillator that gives the signal. EOB ordering, which is a terrific tool to help us enter trades and manage trades, and of course the King Renko bar, which is a very unique Renko bar in that you can actually backtest with it, and it's not an irregular bar. It opens where it opens, it closes where it closes. So a terrific bar to work with, and works terrific with this setup. So I want to thank all of you for watching. Please leave a like, make sure you're subscribed, check in the description for any details or any kind of deals that are happening, and I hope to see all of you on Thursday, January 11th, where I will be featuring this package. Thank you all.